every single episode is going to be live.
Every town has a ghost story that's been passed down throughout the generations. But what if those legends are true? My job is to travel to these destinations, explore them, and figure out the mystery that lies within.
Well, that's a little bit. Hey, everyone. Happy Wednesday night. It is the season finale of Ghost Biker Explorations. And let me just put this to where I can see the comments. If you guys could let me know if you can hear me okay by giving me a thumbs up, that'd be great. I'm having to keep the volume a little bit lower. As far as, hey, would you mind holding that up just a little bit? There we go. I'm having to speak a little bit lower tonight because we are doing an outside investigation. And tonight is the season finale of the episode 5, season finale of season 8. So I'd like to thank everybody that's tuned in all season. We've hit some really cool locations, and we're going to be ending it somewhere special, somewhere a little bit different. We're going to have to investigate just a little bit different because of where we're at. But again, thank you guys. And to all the first time watchers out here, I know we've got some that I met at Goblin Con and some that I met on the podcast that I did this week. So welcome to all the first time watchers out there. I hope you'll participate and ask questions over in the comment section. So sorry, my eyes are a little bit, I look like a pirate here with the light. Now, I do have my dear friend, Dr. Christy Sumner is here helping me tonight, and we are outside. So just to kind of recap on this season, we had our first episode, we kicked it off at Haunted Harriman Hospital, where basically life begins and life ends, as well as everything in between. I felt that was a good place because this season we're doing Ghost Biker Infinity, and it goes along the life cycle. And so with that, you have life beginning at the hospital, life ending, recovery, as well as tragedy. And so then the second episode, we hit the workplace. That's somewhere that is important to most people. And so we did the Cleveland Metal Foundry down in Cleveland, Tennessee. And then episode 3, which again, jumping back to episode 2, it was pretty crazy if you did not see that episode. Sorry, my light's dimming out a little on me. And then in episode 3, we did a home. It was an undisclosed location here in East Tennessee. It was a family home of mine. Had some pretty significant, pretty cool activity there. And then the very next week for episode 4, we did a church and funeral home. The place was a church from 1950 up until about 2007, and then it turned into a funeral home from 2007 up until just a few years ago. So we've hit most high points of the life cycle. Now, this episode for the season finale, obviously, you probably know where we're at based on the poster that we did. We are inside of a cemetery. Now, couple things about this cemetery. I am not going to reveal the specific cemetery that I'm at because I don't know if that's relevant. We can ask different questions to see if maybe they can identify the area, but I just want to see if a cemetery holds some energy. I've been investigating cemeteries for a long time, but I know there's some different theories and such behind that. And so also I decided to wait and do the episode tonight do it on Wednesday night because we have the beaver moon, which is right now. I'm going to see if I can turn this around real quick. There is the beautiful beaver moon. Now we do have some cover with the trees here, but the moon is really bright tonight. I don't think that it's going to translate and cover on to our location where we're at, so we're going to have to use the flashlight here. Like I said, we are going to be talking really quietly because one, out of respect and being inside the cemetery, and two, we don't want to draw any attention to ourselves in here. This cemetery is one of the oldest cemeteries in the area that I'm at. It's not the oldest, but it's one of the oldest. Also, the graves in here goes back as far as, I believe, 1839, but we'll talk more about the details of the cemetery tomorrow night on our Behind the Screams. I have preset a few things up. We will be going in and possibly moving a few things, but again, I'm going to be talking at this level and also not really shining a whole lot of light. We like to have an ambient light, but tonight we're not really going to be having the ambient light. We're going to be relying on flashlights. We're going to be relying on the tripwire, the EDI Plus box, the APL, as well as the obelisk. So if you guys have any ideas on some of the different things we want to try, that'd be great. But before we do get into that, I do want to mention, so the significance of tonight's beaver moon, one of the reasons I wanted to wait and do this, we always go in and try to see if the moon phase plays any part in the activity that we're having. But tonight's moon is kind of special, especially the fact that so we're in the in-between, if that's what you want to call it. We're not quite the end of the year, but we're also not the beginning. This moon is called the beaver moon because that was when the beavers would finish up their dams, finish the sealing of their dams. And so this moon is not really one to push you forward, but more so to reflect and reflect on what you've built in the past year. It's also one for winding down, which I think is very appropriate for this season, or for the spot in the season where we're at. We're winding down. We've had a great season, and so it'll be that time to reflect and wind down. So and we'll talk a little more about that tomorrow night as well. But all right, so I'm just going to say hello to folks over here who has spoke to us tonight. Again, I apologize that I cannot see all the way over here. We've got, whoops, don't ban Bob. Yeah, I will, as Christy said, I will not ban Bob tonight. Okay, so we have, all right, give me just a second.
The sheriff does know.
Do what now?
Let him know the sheriff does know.
Yes, the sheriff, the local sheriff here. I was in contact with them and let them know that we are up here. So just putting that out there. Hey, to Nancy Weems, we've got Mr. Bob Burnell. Like I said, I'm not going to ban you. Sonia Thompson from The Walking Dead on here. We have Brittany Overton. Hello. Met Brittany there at Goblin Con. Let's see here. I'm scrolling through, guys. We got Miss Angela Brinson from Kentucky there. Also met her at Goblin Con. Dee Dee from all the way out in California, the Dream Interpreter. I do want to make it a point to point out, Dee Dee has been on all season, and she just released a book. If you're into dreams, her Dream Interpretation Journal is very, very cool, and I want to have her on the show to talk about that after this season wraps up. So let's see here. Like I said, just scrolling on here, everyone's saying hello. We've got D Hoot from out in Texas. D Hoot is a favorite of mine, who's on every season. We've got Julie. Julie is new. Welcome, Julie. Thank you all for confirming that you could hear me well. Like I said, I'm kind of scrolling here. A lot of people saying hello to Chris.
Hey, everybody.
We've got Michael Greer on here. Let's see here. said, everybody's saying hello. Dave Pilkey, one of our biker buddies. And D. Hoot says, by the light of the moon, of the beaver moon. Absolutely. All right. So D Hoot asks, how big is this cemetery? So this cemetery has right around 150 graves. There are a lot of unmarked graves in here. There are some unique stones that are in here. We'll kind of show you as we go out. And the cool thing about it is I'm not going to reveal any names while we're doing the live of anyone here in the cemetery. So, but some of these stones are so old, you can't see the names on them. Also, some of them are even filled stones. So I know that there are some unmarked graves in here. We're going to use the dowsing rods. We got Laura Hulbert on here, as well as Morgan County Today. Hello. Thank you so much for watching there. Appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, we got flashlights turning on already. And Dee Dee, let's see here. We've got Jessica Rutland from hello from her and John Moore. Thank you guys so much. Wow, we got a lot of folks on here. All right. I'm just, like I said, I'm scrolling through here. So, yes, I do have my Ovilus, which we'll be using. Bob says, is there power out in the cemetery? If not, would be interesting to take EMF readings. Some stones do hold energy, though. That is a good point. There absolutely is no power out in this cemetery. We're very isolated back here. There are some homes kind of off the road from the cemetery, but up here we are isolated here.
Basically on top of a mountain.
Yeah, we are on top of a mountain here. We got our good friend Jill Jones Lazuka here. All right. I think I'm caught up. Okay. So we're going to kind of walk over here. I have preset a few things up. Like I said, I'm going to kind of turn you around. You can show your face there, Christy.
Maybe. I don't need to do that.
So like I said, there are only two of us here in the cemetery. We're hoping nobody decides they want to show up. But yes, so we are on top of a mountain here in a very rural area. So we're going to head on up to kind of where we've got a few things set up. Like I said, we don't want to draw any attention to ourselves. So we will be going mostly dark and just working with the tripwire as well as other items that light up. So let's just head on up this way. So I'm going to actually turn the light around or turn the camera around. All right. So you got the light there, Chris? All right. So, like I said, it is rather crunchy leaves here. Turn around. Get over here. Centralize. Hope everyone's adjusting well to the time change. To me, it feels like it's midnight, but I tell you what, it's only just a little bit after 7. So, yeah. So I kind of want to show you some of the stuff. Oh, step on my tools. So these are what the stones look like. Okay, Chris is going to man the lights there. May want to hit it twice. There we go. So we've got these cool crookneck stones that's up here. And these are all from the 1830s. So we have sections of stones like this as well as stones like these. Oops, let's turn that down just a little. I got a glare. There we go. I don't know if you can see this, but the one light, it's just filled stones. So this does not have the crook neck on it. So There are a lot of stones here, and then there is a newer section of the cemetery, because this is still an active cemetery. The portion that we're in is not. This is older. We over here to the side, down here, we do have some of the old stones. I've got flashlights set up down there. I've got the tripwire in front, and then I've got the tripwire down. Can't see it here on the camera, but it is back there on the end. So, oh, we got a light on right here on this stone. So I just sort of randomly spaced. Oh, it cut off too. So I'm just going to kind of stand on this side. All right. So we've got a couple questions here. D Hoot asks, are there any slave graves in the area? I am not aware of any slave graves up here, but why don't we just ask and see if there's anybody here in the cemetery with us that can see or hear me. Oh, that flashlight just came on. All right, so we've got someone here that can see and hear me. Now, are there any slaves in this? Okay, could you turn that light off for a second? Could you turn that off on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Step back. All right, we'll try this. All right, if you can hear my voice, if there are any slaves buried in this cemetery, can you flash that flashlight? Okay, that's kind of neat. Cool. That was cool. All right. Okay, so there are slaves buried in this cemetery. Are they any of the unmarked graves? You can't see it on the camera here, but that was very dim back there. The flashlight back there. That was over here. No, it's
Can
right.
you turn the light on, please, if there are slaves here?
Now I've got some lights on the ground. Okay, I know you turned your flashlight on. Okay, thank you. So, if you could touch that light on the ground as well, would you mind going over there and touching that? If you can see that light on the ground, it lights up pretty colors. D Hoot said she could see it out to the right. The flashlight that turned on way down there. Okay. Roger Brown, hello from Memphis. Okay. All right. Would you mind going ahead and turning that off, please? Could you just turn that off? I'm going to ask you a few more questions. Now, we've been up here. Thank you. We've been up here for about an hour, and we've had some pretty interesting, intelligent responses to the flashlights. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not just randomly turning on and off, which has been really cool. They've been going on and off on command with questions. Now, I'm not going to say the community that we're in. This was at one point in time a community cemetery. But were you born in this community? If you were born here, can you turn your flashlight on? Or touch the light on the ground? Did you immigrate here? Did you immigrate to this area? Whoa. I heard a knock and then the flashlight came on. I didn't know that cemetery light down there turned colors. It's rotating through colors. It's kind of freaking me out. I thought it was a tail light for a minute there. Yeah. All right. Did you come here from Virginia? If you came from Virginia, can you flash that light? Or turn it off and then on? Okay. I know there were some people that maybe came from Maryland as well to this area, or Pennsylvania. Oh, this is a good question. Laura says, all right, and this is a question is for anybody that wants to turn your light on, okay, or touch the light on the ground. Are there any coal miners buried in this cemetery? Are there any coal miners buried here? I think I know the answer to this. Are there any Irish people? Are there any Irish people here in the cemetery? Let's see. Hey, Billy, thank you so much for watching. D Hoot says perhaps touch the lights on the ground to demonstrate. That's the good thing about these tripwires is I can't turn them on by touch them. I can't manipulate them. I can touch them and show that they won't hurt me. That dog is barking like crazy. I think because of us. I think. Okay, I'm going to talk a little quieter because there is a dog barking. That's an interesting question. Bob asks if after death, do slaves keep to themselves? Yeah, we got a lot in the distance when we were asking about Irish. Great question. Are there any Revolutionary War veterans here? It's crazy that light down there is not turning on like it was earlier. Is there anyone that was a patriot and fought during the War of 1812? Oh, the light's very far back. Yeah. As soon as I ask about a patriot in the War of 1812, that light in the far back. Let me hit it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's back there. Okay. And that came on. Great questions. I do want to look back there too, because I do know that there are some people from the War of 1812 up here. Yes, Laura, that is a flashlight. That is a flashlight blinking. All right. So is the person who fought in the War of 1812, are there multiple graves back there in that corner? If you can hear me, can you turn the light on if you were a 1812 patriot? Or if you had family who fought in the War of 1812? Are there any German immigrants in here?
Every dog stopped barking.
I know, that's
That got
crazy.
really kind of crazy.
That's crazy. It just got absolutely quiet up here. It's a flashlight, not the trip light. Okay, I think that's pretty cool about that back there
Mhm.
when we ask. Dee Dee says it would be cool if there was an Irish name distant left from our point of view, at least there where the light was.
She
So
thinks it was an Irish name where the light was.
she said it'd be cool if it was.
I'd go down and look.
Chris is going to go check and see. Are there any? There's that light. Okay, Chris was going to go check back over there. So that's Chris walking over there. All right. Are there any Native Americans? I know there's some people up here who had Native American descent. If so, can you touch one of those lights on the ground? If you touch those lights, they will light up all the pretty colors. How about back here? I have a couple lights back here. Are there anyone that has Native American descent? Or Indian? I do know the answer to this, but I will. I know some of them are back in this direction. Are there any children buried here? Now, because I don't want to move all over the cemetery, we've kind of stationed some stuff in some different areas, just so we're not moving all the way around. Are there any children buried in that area? That is Chris back there. I hear a deer blowing. Are there any elementals present? Are there any Melungeons? Is there anyone of Melungeon descent over here? Let's see. So Chris is coming back.
Yeah. I can't read names, but the one just beside the flashlight is a veteran, I think, from the Civil War, but I can't tell.
Perfect. We will go over there. I will definitely go and do some looking during the day. Is there anyone here from the Civil War? Anyone that had family in the Civil War? I do know there are a couple of those up here too.
It was definitely Civil War, but it could have been revolutionary. I can't tell.
Okay.
Because that was the question.
Yeah, that was always cool, pretty cool. Are you looking for your child who is buried here?
I believe the tripwires haven't gone off once.
No, not even once. I say do you think I should get the thermal out or
We can do a quick thermal sweep.
Yeah, we'll do a quick thermal sweep. Okay. Yeah, we'll get the obelisk out here in a minute. So this is. Do what?
Do you need me to hold it in front of it, or you got it?
No, I got it. I'm just trying to. It is weird that's. Is that a stone right there that red is reflecting?
Tell me when I'm close to it.
Calibrating. It's directly in front of you.
This?
Yeah.
It's the stone.
The stone. Wow. All these stones are glowing red. Whoa. I don't know if you can see this.
Give off the heat.
Look at that. These are the stones where they've absorbed the heat. Now I can see you. Oh, the flashlight is on way back there.
Yeah.
Flashlight came on right when we shot this up there. Trying to get this where. So the flashlight is on back there. If you want to walk across, we'll be able to see you. Would you walk across? If you can see and hear me, I see you turning your light on back there. I'm glad we waited to today.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
Those things look like heads. That's so wild.
Yeah. If you can see or hear my voice, could you touch one of these stones? That's wild how it absorbs the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that there are some unmarked graves inside of this area right here. Let's see what happens when I turn around here. You're good. You're good. I got some of these other stones over here. Again, if you can hear my voice and you want to walk in front, I'd love to see you. You'll never convince me that trees and such does not absorb energy. If it can absorb heat and energy, I don't know why it can't absorb spiritual energy. Now I'm trying not to move too fast as I go. I'm just kind of panning. Can you walk in front of me, please?
Can you walk toward the sound of our voice, please?
If you can hear us, Can you walk toward the sound of our voice? It's wild how you can see over the hill. Mm-hmm. Can you turn that flashlight back on down there? If you can see me. See, I'm trying to adjust this to make sure we see it. Should we walk it all or just sort of? I think we could. You can get the dowsing rods out in a minute. Yeah, I'll get those out in just a minute, as well as the obelisk. The obelisk. What's that right there? What is that right there? What is that? Just kind of adjusting it. It's interesting that it's green right there. Yeah. I'm more interested in the really dark blue beside it. It's the only place that's that blue. Oh, and it just appeared. Okay. I was going to say the flashlight turned off and then it just turned back on. If you want to hold that a second, if you want to pan around, I'm going to look here at the comments. And thank you guys for, just the light turned on back down there. I don't know if y'all can see that right there. Okay. Hey, Ronnie. We are in a cemetery, an old cemetery from it is a current one as well as one of the older ones here in the area. Okay. So just kind of looking at the comments. Definitely interesting. Oh, wow. Oh, this flashlight back here. Hello. If you're a lady and you can hear us, can you flash that flashlight? Can you flash it for us? That's the first time that one's turned on in a bit. Okay. Let's see.
Come out, please.
If your name is Sarah, can you flash that flashlight? Your name is Sarah? It turned it off. All right. So, Bob says, I wonder if stones were meant to collect the sunlight and feed the dead the energy. It's an interesting take. Did someone die on this land? Did somebody die on this land? It's wild that the tripwire is not lighting up at all. Okay. I think the dowsing rods are going to work great. I was up here earlier today in the daylight and was got some pretty interesting activity with the dowsing rods. Now, Dee Dee says, are there any known paranormal activity in this cemetery? Not that I'm aware of. I have not heard, there are no paranormal claims in this cemetery. I have asked questions and investigated up here before and got some responses, but this is a very quiet and isolated cemetery. Dog barking aside. Yeah, other than the dog barking, which hopefully you guys can't hear on this. So no, I don't have any claims of paranormal activity. And I kind of wanted a place that didn't have any claims because I'm really interested to see, if you have stones that you know for a fact that somebody had a tragic ending. Like I know in this area there are some minor cemeteries where some coal mining accidents happened. I have to wonder if is that location more likely to have activity, or maybe not. Okay. Dee Dee says, all right, we're going to listen. She says, if you can hear our voice or if you can see us, can you throw a rock, Edie, or create a breeze? You're going to freak Chris out.
Oh, well, we're standing in the cemetery. Let's pelt him with rocks. Thanks, Dee Dee.
Can you throw a rock or create a breeze? Let's see here. Laura says, is there a grave nearby someone named Marilyn? If there's somebody here named Marilyn, or if there's a stone with the name Marilyn on it in one section of the cemetery, can you touch one of the lights to let us know what direction that would be in? I will come back and look.
There's a Mary right in front of us.
What? Well, let's just
There's
look.
a Mary.
There's a Mary. Okay, where's that at? Very nice. So that's not right. Well, that's flashing right here. And she asked if there was a Marilyn nearby.
No, there's definitely a Mary though.
Mary, look at that.
1937.
Nice job. And look at this. This flashlight is flashing like crazy. So you know Mary? What was the first year of it? Chris, what was the first year? Was it a baby or?
1860 to 1937. So no, not a baby.
Okay, 1860 to 1937.
Are they looking for a baby?
Someone had said something about a baby earlier.
There's one right behind it.
There is a baby right behind us. That's pretty cool. The flashlight has turned off. Oh, now I say that and it turned back on. Okay. Someone says, would inmates be buried here? Any bad people, like really bad? Are there any inmates buried in this cemetery? Do what?
The babies.
Okay, so that's interesting. Somebody asked if there were any babies here in the cemetery. Back behind, I don't think that.
Did the light show up?
Not really. Right where we're standing, right back in behind us.
All four of these are infants.
All four of these are infants. I know someone had asked about babies a little while ago. Let's see here. Scrolling through the comments. No, I think that's great, Laura. I mean, Marilyn, Mary, I mean, you can't get much more spot on than that, and that's directly in front of us. Let's see here. There's a Berlin. Do I? Oh. Instead of a Maryland, there's a Berlin. Okay. So there's this, Laura. I wonder if this could. So, URLIN. And it's the same last name. We won't show the last name. But, so there's a Berlin. And this was, 1857 to 1905. So there's Berlin. So maybe she got Mary and Berlin. Maryland, see? Dee Dee says, I feel like they are part of the Earth's energy now. Okay. Wow. Great questions, guys. All right. We'll get the tripwire out here in just a little bit. The stone that's right in front of us can't see the name on it. I mean, there's a, let me see if I can see them. It's easier with this. Yeah. Easier. That almost looks like a 9, like a 1-9. But this has to be older than 9. That's a 5. Is that a 5 or is that an F? I think that's a J. That's a J. So here's the, yeah, I have to see. It's crazy. Have to try to do. I don't think there's anything on the other side. Yeah, I think this is a J. E. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately. So I do know that at one point in time, so like I said, there are a lot of stones and stuff that aren't marked on here, but, or you can't read the markings. But I do know at one point in time, when this cemetery was being cleaned, there was some damage done and some stones were moved. And so they were damaged and then set back up. And so some of these stones are not in the correct spot. So or they're just completely gone. So we'll walk with the rods here in just a little bit. Laura says, wow, that is close too. Yeah, it is close. So let's see here. I don't know if we need to put something on one of those stones. We could put a cat ball on those stones. Yeah. On the infant ones. Yeah, and also on the ones she hit on. Okay. They're right here. This may be moving a little bit. Okay, I'm also going to open this EDI box. All right, so we do have cat balls up. We got a cat ball up on Berlin's stone, and we got a cat ball on Mary's stone. Do you want to put any on any of the infants?
You can try. You can come around.
There should be 4 in there. And I've got this EDI box. We'll see if we can. I'm gonna put the EDI over here, and we'll see if we get any. I'm gonna put this on this stone, and we'll see if we can get them to, I guess, touch it in the general area. Is that from where you turn that on?
Yeah.
So that would be the cat ball. All right. So I'm going to step right over here. So flashlight's on. All right. So we've got, cat ball's lighting up back here. Wow. Is that beside the stone that's got the flashlight on it?
No, the flashlight's
Way back there.
Those are the infants.
All right.
Can you turn that light on again, please?
You made that light up all the pretty colors. Can you touch that again? Okay, so Bob says, "Is there a church nearby?" Okay, so that's an this one is going crazy over here, flashing like, look at that. The EDI box had a a hot spike as well as a pressure spike. All right, so there is no church attached to this one. That's one of the interesting things. So, so the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard is that a graveyard is attached to a church. A cemetery is freestanding. So we're here in a cemetery. There is a church that's about a mile from here, but this was a community and a family cemetery before the church was established over here. Plus, we're on top of a mountain. So I know that the church does sometimes have service up here for sunrise service, as well as take care, or they used to at one point in time, and take care of certain parts of the cemetery. Dee Dee heard ringing. Okay, that's wild.
Okay, that's wild, Dee Dee, because when we were setting up, did it sound like a ting, 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 ting bell? Because when we were setting up, I heard that ringing too, almost weirdly enough, like a dead bell.
Look down there. When you said ringing, that one lit up. What is that?
Look, a meteor! Oh my God, that was so cool! That was the coolest meteor! Oh man! Oh my God, they're one of the best I've ever seen.
That was cool. I don't know that I got the camera held up high.
Make a wish.
Yeah. Okay, that
was beautiful.
it was blue.
Oh, it was blue, purple, green. That was awesome. Yeah, let's watch the stars for a minute.
There's the moon again. Sorry, that was freaking awesome.
Beautiful.
I tried to pull the camera up. There are trees that surrounds the top of the mountain here where we're at. But directly over it, that was so cool. I've never seen one like that. It was like close. Okay. Now to collect myself, that's probably one of the coolest things. Oh, the cat ball. All right.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for playing with that toy.
okay, so Ronnie asked, did anyone attend church nearby?
Can you light it up to pretty colors again?
Did anyone attend church nearby here?
Can you knock that ball off your headstone? That'll really light it up.
Dee Dee says, my ears are ringing. First, I heard it on the TV, then in my ears.
Oh, but what I heard when we walked up here was like a bell.
No, it's like a tinkling.
Yeah.
Almost like
Ting, 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 ting.
almost like those bells that they would put in the cemetery in case somebody was buried alive. Okay, could you turn that flashlight off for me, please? I want to ask you a question. Go ahead and turn that. Is there anybody in here that went to church nearby or went to the community church nearby?
Oh, we know the special light on your headstone. And Mary, there's a special light on your headstone.
Mary, can you touch that light on your headstone? Or if you knew Mary or Burl, there it is. That ringing. Hear it?
Yeah.
Sounds like it's coming from back there. Okay, this is a question to the kids or the babies. Is your mom or dad buried nearby? That's kind of crazy because there's no stones near those infants.
No.
Yep, saved by the bell. If you're here in the cemetery with us, did you see that meteor? Did you see that light in the sky?
If you touch that little ball on the headstone, it'll light up like that meteor did. Or if you touch these lights on the ground.
What is it? Something. Do you have the okay, there's some kind of sound back here.
Yeah.
We're gonna light the thermal up. Sound like two steps. Hear it walking. Something. Something. See. if it's close. Not,
Could be a deer.
yeah, I heard a deer blowing.
I don't see it on this. And this sounded like it was kind of close. What is that?
The sky's starting to light up back here. All right. Again, if you can hear my voice, can you touch that colorful ball on this stone over here? Angela says Bigfoot. Hey, you never know. Michael Greer says Bigfoot. That's what I need to do. I need to do a Bigfoot session. I'm not going to do it here though, but I know the perfect place that is definitely isolated and would work good. All right, so we got more questions here. Hey, Nando. We got Nando from the UK.
Hey, Nando.
On here.
Well,
Yeah.
you're up late, Nando.
Yeah, but he's finally able to catch a live because we came on earlier tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I think you guys are, 5 hours ahead of us? It's 8 o'clock our time here. Let's see. Wow, we got a lot of people on here. Now, Dee Dee asked if there's a breeze. There could be a bale. I know that
there's no breeze.
There's no breeze. I know there are wind chimes in the new part of this cemetery.
Oh.
There are no wind chimes in this old part. I know there are some in the new part. We've got Mr. Greg Coase on here. Hey, it's good to see you.
The tripwire isn't doing a thing.
No. Well, that's a good point. Were you an orphan?
Mm-mm. The names of the mom and dad are on there.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good question.
Good question, though. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Bob says, ask if anyone is present. Would they clap their hands as loud as they can? All right. Oh, as soon as we said that, the flashlight way down there. Okay, if there's anybody in here in the cemetery with us, can you clap your hands? Clap them as loud as you can.
Can you clap your hand over here?
Is there anyone here that can clap their hands if you can hear my voice?
Can you play with that little ball again? This little ball right here.
Oh, that got real bright. That flashlight. Look at that.
Can you play with one of those little balls again, Steve?
Julie, I don't know what kind of cat balls y'all are using, but these are not randomly going off.
Mm-mm.
I very rarely get cat balls to even go off. And if it was random, they would be going off more.
I think anyway.
Yeah. But good point.
Do you like the light? The colorful light that we put on there? Can you touch it again? It won't hurt you. It'll light up all pretty colors like Christmas light.
Dee Dee says on November 5th, Northern Taurid meteor shower is also active during this time. Exceptionally bright meteors called fireballs.
We saw a fireball.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to sing that song all night.
Nice.
Thanks, Dee Dee.
Yeah, it's definitely super bright. I say, oh, there it is again. There's the capo again. Thank you. It's funny, every time we've been talking about the meteor. Uh-huh. That is true. When we talk about the meteor, that thing goes off. Do you see the meteors? The fireballs? Is that light on top of your headstone? It looks exactly like the meteor that we saw. All the colors. Can you touch it again, please? Can you knock that off onto the ground? Does the full moon give anybody energy here? If so, can you please touch the purple lights on the ground? I say we walk over by this one. These lights right here. Can you touch them for us? I want to grab the obelisk and walk over to that strand of lights right over there, and we'll see if they'll say anything. Oh, now that flashlight is on way back there. Now that's the one that was behind us. That one's only come on once. You just want to shine the light so people can see. Oh, that's not no. Yeah. So that's way back there. That's the one that's behind the infant stones. Actually, so you've got two on these infant stones. Yeah. 1, 2. That was different ones that was lighting up. Did anybody else see the shooting star? Did anyone else here? Did anyone here die of the flu epidemic? There was a flu epidemic here in this area. Did you or anyone you know die during the flu epidemic in the early I believe it was the 1930s, I think. Okay, I'm going to turn this obelisk on. Interrupt and wrong. Did I interrupt you? If I interrupted you, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt your silence? Or was I wrong about the year of the flu epidemic? Yes, there was. Okay, Jill says there was a flu epidemic in 17 and 18. That's not the one that there may have been one at that time. That's a good point. I know that there was someone that died of flu here in this area in the 30s. There's a rash of flu. Did anyone here die in the flu epidemic of 1970? Noise and please.
Is it? Could be a deer, but something just moved back there.
Okay, so far this has said interrupt, wrong, noise, and please.
Mhm.
Okay, we got some other questions. It's getting bright. It's getting cooler. Greg asks if I'm close to Brushy Mountain. I mean, not really. I'm probably 45 minutes. By the way, the crow flies. By the way, the crow flies, I'm probably not as far, but driving distance, 45 minutes to an hour.
Did you see that light?
Yeah, I did
It
see
just
that light.
disappeared.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was a plane, and it literally just,
It was right
yeah,
here.
just disappeared.
I was looking at that too.
I was like, oh, look at that plane, and it is gone.
But it didn't look very high.
I wonder if it was a drone.
Well,
I don't know. That was kind of weird. I thought it was just a plane.
and it was just floating.
Just, yeah. All right, let's try your dowsing rod.
Yeah. Just a minute here. We got the
There it is again.
obelisk.
Really light. See it?
Oh, yeah.
It's really light. Huh.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what it is.
Jesus says, are there any spirits from the jail here? Are there any sheriffs? Are there anyone in here that was a sheriff? Did anyone have any family that worked in law enforcement? That was maybe a sheriff or a jailer or a deputy?
Oh, look, another meteor.
Was it as bright?
It was just a quick. It wasn't as long. It was just a quick blip. Okay. All right, we'll get back to him.
People probably getting out of church. Some could have known it as influenza, but Dee says they're trying to rest in peace. It is interesting because we got noise, interrupt, wrong, noise, and please. Got a little more traffic going on. Probably people getting out of Wednesday night church. Aliens, UFO.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Good question. Are there any moonshiners up here? Is there anyone up here that used to make moonshine? Is there anyone up here who ever drank any moonshine?
Okay.
Do you want us to be quiet? Would you like for us to be quiet? What? What? Can you tell me your name? Can you use this little box to tell me your name? Wrench and think. Were you a mechanic? I can't believe that this tripwire's not even budging. If you were a mechanic, or if you worked on any, did you work on any machinery in the military? Did you work for the railroad? Did you work for the railroad? Great question. Now, I can tell you there was a train derailment around here. There was 2 train derailments. One was just at the bottom of the mountain here. Not even a quarter of a mile from where we're at, there was a train derailment. Melissa Miller, hello. Thank you so much for watching. Was there anybody killed in the train derailment that took place just down below the mountain? Oh, that one behind us turned on. We asked that. Greg says, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Are you right in the cemetery? Yes. The cemetery is, and you're not being disrespectful. Yes, we are on top of a mountain in the center of the cemetery. There is a new section that is just back from us, back that way. It's kind of hard to see. And then I'm in the middle of the old section here, and then it goes on back. This is literally on the top of a mountain. There's approximately 157 graves in here. And so, yeah, I'm actually right in the middle of it. I'm trying not to get too far to one side because there is a population of houses below the mountain on that side. So I'm trying not to draw any attention. And thank you for answering, Angela. I saw Greg says this would be a great spot for a CE5 experiment. Ooh, I agree. I'll have to come back and we'll have to do that. Michael says when you asked if they were in the derailment, the light went off. Do you know the year to check? Oh, there it came on again. When we talk about the derailment. Do you know the year to check? I know that one of them, one that was right here at the bottom of the hill, I'm pretty sure that one was it was before 1910. I believe it was between 1900 and 1910. I do have information on that. I'll check before tomorrow night's Behind the Screams to see when that derailment was. I'm going to ask again. I do know that stone that I have the light on back there is a lady named Sarah's stone. Sarah, did you did you know someone who was in the train derailment? Or did you live in this area when the train derailed in the early 1900s? I'm pretty sure there were some people who died in that train derailment. I'll definitely check. Good questions. What is it? That's a good question. Is the original grave digger buried here? Oh, the cat ball went off when we asked that. Okay. Oh, and so did that flashlight on Sarah. So the original grave digger is buried here. Are there unmarked graves in here? Are some of the stones misplaced? Got Daryl Paulette on here. Hey, Daryl. I think I know this question, or at least general one, and I'll look this up to make sure for tomorrow. Can you use this box to give us the name of the first person buried in the cemetery? It says judge and used. Can you give us the name of the first person buried in this cemetery? Monument. And judge, used, monument, and. That's pretty intelligent. Talking about a monument. Yeah. So it kind of goes with the question. Had. It's interesting. We were asking the name and date. Can you tell us which monument lady? Can you tell us which monument we need to go to? Now that is a lady back there, that flashlight is on. Chris is going to check the date. No. 1860 to 1920. Can you give us, what's that? Huh? Oh, that's interesting. Huh. You all couldn't hear her. Chris said that's the only stone, the one that the flashlight is sitting on. That's the only one whose name is facing in my direction. All right, can you use this box? Oh, I was going to ask husband or family name, and it says Jack. Okay, that's pretty cool. I was going to ask this question. Hey, Chris, I I pulled up the question. Can you give us the husband or family name? Yeah. And it said Jack. Let me see Jack. Was there any by the one over there? There's not another one over there. But so okay, so great question, Angela. This said Jack. I'm assuming in response, Chris is looking around, try to find stone. Let's see here. Jack. She's not. Oh, she's not seeing a Jack. Okay, let's see. We'll have to see if there was a judge buried here. We'll definitely go and look. Jill asks if the train derailment is it the one that fell through the trestle in 1915. There was one that did fall through the trestle here. I'm trying to think if that was the one that was at the base of this mountain, or if that was the one that was kind of further up on the mountain that the road from here leads to. But that was 1915, as Jill says. Thank you for looking that up. One did, I'm trying to remember if that one here, I know it fell into the water. The one that was at the base of the mountain here. Okay. Yeah, here in just a second. Angela says, is it Sarah's husband or a family member? Sarah, if you can hear me, is Jack your husband? Or was Jack a family member? Sarah, was Jack a family member? Is there... Okay, Jill says, is there a John? Yes. Jack is a nickname for John. So John over here. Okay, there is. Yeah. Chris says that there's a John right over here. Was John one of the babies? No. Great question. So there is a John over here. The son of John and Bertha there. Okay. I mean, we may be talking to multiple people here. Was your name John? Was Jack your nickname? Is that a person? Yeah, I think they're hollering at that dog. Yeah. They're down on this side of the hill. I heard before. Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. Can you tell me anything about the train derailment? Is it the one that fell off the trestle? So we're getting here at 8:30. So I'm thinking here in a few minutes we try the dowsing rods. Yeah. Just before we do, let's try this tripwire back here. Whoa. Hold. It's getting ready to walk across here. It said hold. Okay. Just coming back to this tripwire right here. Yep. To the side. Troop and creek. Son. Who's the son of John? Is the son of John, yeah. Huh. All right. So this is kind of an open area. If there's anybody buried in this section, can you touch one of the lights on the ground? I mean, we've not even got a single hit on this tripwire, even in the time before we started the live. Did all of this used to be farmland? That's light way down there's on. When I ask about farmland, did you used to own a farm over here? If you used to own a farm, can you flash that light? Over there was the soldier. Did you get this land as part of a land grant? Were you granted this land because of your time as an officer in the military? I have a question here. If you died of an illness, are you cured when you die? Are you cured of your ailments when you die? Quick question here about the train derailment. Was your son on the train? Was your son on the train that derailed? Can you use this little box to tell me how many people served in the Civil War? Service. It said service. That's pretty cool. That's pretty spot on. Yes. So, service. Roger. No, I haven't seen a Roger. No, unless they mean yes. Maybe. Okay. Can you use this box to tell me how many served in the Civil War? Tell me how many people in this cemetery served in the Civil War? Branches, branches, and Ida. Okay, how many people? Let's see an Ida. She's going to check and see if she saw an Ida. Okay, so how many people served in the Confederacy? Can you give me a number? Or maybe how many served in the Union Army? Of course, that light way down there is on again. That's the one that lit up earlier. Oh, it's lighting up brighter. Can you give me a number using this box of how many were in? Do what now? Adrian. That light's on back there too. When I talked about the Civil War, that one down there came on again. What is the best way to communicate with you? Tripwire. Definitely not tripwire. At least not in this spot. I've never had it working. So. No. I'll ask again. Were you part of the Union? Or were you part of the Confederacy? I know that somewhere right there toward the middle is a Confederacy. Yep. Good point. Union or Confederate. That's your branches. What the Spirit said. Yep. Was the town you were from Ida? Right, I say we see if they'll communicate with the dowsing rods. Are you from England originally? Asking if they were from England or the UK. I'll come that way too. Yes, Upper East Tennessee was definitely divided. In this area, we had a high concentration of both. We actually had more unions in this area right here, but it was very divided in here. Yep, that's what I think, Jill. That's exactly what I think. We get that a lot. if we don't find a name here. Okay. All right, so we're going to get the dowsing rods. Whenever I pulled that up on the screen, this flashlight came on real bright. If I could see what year, this one is one we can't read. Of course, now it's gone off. If I could see what year that stone had on it, Oneida was not established until, I believe, 1914. I don't know if that stone would be. All right. Could and July. What that says. Chris, I need a lot. Okay, that's kind of funny. So this devil. Okay, this said, could these wings, and it's interesting. Hey Kim. But there was a comment here. I was just scrolling and saw it where Bill asked if you could fly. Yeah. Bill asked if you could fly like a bird, and this said wings. Interesting. Okay. All right. So I need that to get these. I say we keep the obelisk going. And lust and bacon. All right. So I'm going to put. I guess we could sit this on a stone. I probably need you to hold the camera. Oh, now that one is on. So drive. So I'll need to flip. No, that's fine. Okay, so the battery. Yeah. All right, so I need to. I doubt you can see with that. I'm gonna put this in my pocket. Okay. I'm gonna need to go to a different area because probably can't see those. I mean, you can sort of see them. You can definitely see them if it crosses, but I can't walk with them. Oh, we're walking. Gotcha. Well, maybe. I need to get off this stone right here because that's why they're crossing on me. All right, let me get the other leg then. What is this? Helpful, tide, and death. Interesting. Okay. I can definitely see him in this one. All right. Okay. The obelisk is going off. All right. Now, where are you from? Let's see. Did you find? I'm gonna ask a couple questions that we already asked with this. So let me. Might as well see what it's saying now. It's going crazy. Hmm. House, mountain, shove. Strong. All right. Man, there's something walking over there. Something walking?
Yeah. It just took like 4 or 5 steps. There's definitely something walking over there.
Walk. The obelisk said walk.
Yeah, something. It sounded like something walking. Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm connected. My bad.
It could probably be disconnected.
Okay. All right. Focus now. Here we go.
All right. All right. So I'm going to ask a couple questions here. That said crash. Property.
Okay, so here's the deal for those who are watching. I'm holding the camera and the light, so I'm not going to be able to pull up any questions.
All right. Okay. So did you fight in the Civil War? You fought? You fought? This is insane.
Is it cockroach?
Congruent.
Oh, congruent.
I'm going to just sit this over here because Walter, in my pocket, it seems to want to just go crazy. And okay, that said find
Yeah.
and bracelet.
Find a bracelet.
Find and bracelet. Oh no. All right. So I need to kind of keep my head back here. All right. Now, I think I'm standing on a grave. I am. Sorry. So I use these a lot to find unmarked graves and standing on a grave. All right. So, did you fight in the Civil War? Do you have a family member that fought in the War of 1812? About the Revolutionary War? Okay. Did you lose an infant? Are you from this community? It does better when I'm walking.
Maybe we can try it.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, because there's so many unmarked graves here.
Yeah.
If I've got to walk backwards, it's not
I
gonna...
don't need you to walk backwards. I may have to do the walking with it, unless you walk beside me. But I don't know that we can actually do it then. All right. Go ahead and open those up. Can you use the rods to point to where you're standing? You use the rods to point to where you're standing? Pointing at where that flashlight is lit up. Okay. Now I know where they're at. I have some family buried in this cemetery. Can you point the rods in the direction of where my family is buried? I did it earlier. Can you point the rods in the direction of where my family is buried? I really think I'm standing on a grave. We can, I wonder if we could move. I mean, I can try walking beside you. Let me move over here because I think I'm standing on a grave and it's causing it to move. I know it's not right in this area. All right. You have any questions, Chris?
I mean, there's some popping up, but I can't.
Yeah, I know. All right. Are you a male? You're a male and you cross these rods. Are you a female? Who am I talking to? Thank you. Okay, so I'm talking to a female. All right, can you open those rods up? You mentioned the name Jack. Was Jack your son? Okay. Was Jack injured? Is that how he died? Was he injured? Did Jack get sick? Did he die of an illness? Was Jack killed? Okay. Can you open that up? Was Jack a teenager? Right. Was Jack in the military? Was Jack a coal miner? I hear you. So Jack was killed in a coal mining accident? Or, okay. Go ahead and open that on up. Oh, wow. Thank you. Okay. Is your whole family buried in this cemetery? No. Okay. Was your son married? Your son married? No. Can you point to the direction where Jack is buried? Can you point to the direction where Jack is buried? Point the rods that way. Okay. We'll look over there. All right, go ahead and open those up. Are you buried near Jack? Something walking to my left. Do you hear it? Yeah. All right. Are you buried near Jack? No. Is Jack buried in the new part of the cemetery? Oops. Yeah. Do you personally have any questions, Chris? No. Okay. Do you come and go from the cemetery? Are you able to leave? Yes. Okay. Do you stay here very much? I know you're able to leave, but do you stay here?
Did somebody said, did Jack have black lung?
Did Jack have black lung? I don't know, maybe they didn't know. Did Jack die in a mining explosion? Okay. There were several of those around here. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. I was trying to think of some of the questions that we asked earlier. Can you see us? Can the person that I'm talking to actually see us? Can you hear us? Did you attend the church that's near here? Oh shit. I'm sorry. My hands are locking up. Were you born in the 1800s? Were you born in the 1900s? Like to those infant graves. Were you born in the 1900s? Were you born in the 1700s?
How many lives have you had? Says somebody. I'm sorry, I can't see your names on this. So somebody said, how many lives have you had?
Have you had multiple lives? Have you had multiple lives? Can you see the full moon? Did you know there's a full moon? If you want, I can look and see some of those questions that was on here. Let's see. So yes, they did say they could leave. Sorry, I'm scrolling through. There's conversations going on. That was a cat. That didn't sound good at all. No. Shit. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Okay. We'll ask some of these questions. I'm looking here. The headlamp would be like I said, we're trying to use kind of dim lights. I do have a headlamp that we can use at some point. Melissa, yeah, they did have a lot to say on the Ovilus. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go on down here. Yet we're not using an ambient colored light because we're in the because we're trying to not draw a lot of attention to ourselves in here. That's why we're keeping it as dark as possible. Okay. Because I like to use ambient light, but we don't want to, even though we let the sheriff know we were here, we don't want to get the cops called on us. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to ask a couple questions. The heck was that? I'm hoping one of those dogs aren't coming up here. What? I'm hoping that one of those dogs are not going to run up here. Yeah. We may have to wrap it up kind of soon. Yeah. The dogs are getting loud. Yeah. Okay. Can you travel back in time? Okay. Can you try? All right. Can you bring those rods forward for me? Got a couple questions for you. So I know you said you leave the cemetery from time to time. You feel that pulling really hard. I know you leave the cemetery. Can you travel to different time periods? Let me just stagger my arms. Let me stagger those. Let me set that there. All right. Okay, I want to know what year it is for you. Is it 1845?
Can they see future events? Says somebody. I can't see your name, sorry.
Can you see future events? Can you see what your family that is still alive is doing right now? Okay. Go ahead and open that up.
Are you talking to Sarah? Sarah's son is Jack.
Sarah, is your son named Jack? No. Okay. Is Jack short for John? Is Jack short for John?
Perhaps it is Miranda's relative. Again, sorry, I can't see who's asking this question.
Are you one of my relatives? Are you one of my relatives?
Are you talking to Sarah?
I'm talking to whoever will respond. Now, we did say a few minutes ago we were talking to a female. Are we still talking to a female? Are we talking to a male? Okay. Okay. So we're talking to a male. Somebody mentioned a judge earlier. Were you by chance a judge? Did you know a judge?
So he says talking to Jack now.
These rods are bent. They're hitting each other. So we are talking to Jack.
I don't know. Somebody just said, again, I can't see the name, talking to Jack now, like as a statement.
Okay.
I got chills when she asked if it was her relative, says somebody.
I know a couple of their names that's in here. Let me adjust my hands. Blocking up.
Right seemed like a yes, but I don't know if people are just kind of talking now. I can't tell.
Yeah. All right. Is is there a Sam in here? Is there a Sam in here with us? Like I'm about to start coughing. All right. Is there a Sam in here with us? Can you point the rods toward his stone? All right, we're going to go here in a few minutes. Would you like for us to come back and talk to you? If we do come back? Will you talk with us? If so, cross the rods. I think it'll be good to actually come back in the daytime. Sorry. I think it'll actually be kind of good to come back. Hey. Ooh, coyote. Let me see if I can find that other light. Here we go. I think it'll be good to try to come back in the daylight at some point and do more with the rods then, because I'd like to be able to ask your questions. That way we don't have to use a flashlight. Also, we can do some walking and see if we can find some of these unmarked graves. I was up here earlier and the rods were on point with where the graves are and where some of the unmarked graves or some of the graves where the stones were moved from were at. So I'd love to come back and do that sometime during the daylight. Dogs are starting to bark here. Coyotes are starting to yell on us a little bit. I think we're going to go ahead and pack up here pretty soon, but we will be doing a Behind the Screens live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I want to thank everybody that tuned in during our live throughout the entire season, the folks that have tuned in all season long, as well as the folks who are new. Again, welcome. Hope you will go back and watch some of the past lives. I appreciate all the great questions. Sorry we weren't able to get to the questions while we were doing the rod session. Like I said, we're kind of a little limited here because, again, we're trying to not draw attention to ourselves with flashlights and loud noises. We'll try to come back again at some point and do maybe a spirit box session. Some of that whenever, we're not having to worry so much about being quiet. But again, thank you guys so much for joining with us. Go back, watch, and see if you caught anything that maybe we might have missed. We will be watching this over again, talking a little bit more about the history of the cemetery. I will be going back and trying to research some of the names as well as some of the events that we mentioned here earlier. Those coyotes are getting closer. We will try to go back and do some of that before tomorrow night's show. So again, I appreciate you guys so much. It's been a great season. It's always sad to see it come to an end, but it's been a lot of fun. We've investigated some great places, had some really interesting experiences that we're still going back and watching and analyzing some of the different episodes that we did during the earlier parts of the season. So anyways, so I hope everyone has a great night, and I hope you'll tune in tomorrow night for our Behind the Screens live. Again, thank you all so much.